This episode of Tales from a Gemini is with author Danielle Simpson. We talk about her book, The Mindset Mission. She's a performance coach in motorsports, and she's also deep into meditation. And she talks about just self-help. And the great thing, what I love about this episode is she pulls no punches about how she needs help and what she went through in the dark places in her life and what got her out of these dark places. And what I love about all my guests, and especially Danielle, is that the authenticity. Like I said, she pulls no punches. I mean, if you go to her Instagram, it shows a beautiful girl, but behind that is hurt and pain, and she's come through that, and she wrote a book to help you get through your problems, and I guarantee you will love her and love the book. It's called The Mindset Mission. Danielle Simpson. Enjoy this episode. 2, 3, and... All right, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini, and my guest today, like I said, first of all, I want to thank you people for just making this podcast what it is, and the messages of encouragement and the DMs you leave me and the criticism and the positivity. I appreciate that. Like, I want to make this the best podcast in the world. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I strive every day, and I like to challenge myself with people I don't know, and they trust me. And this next guest is one of the ones. I remember, like, I saw that when I interviewed Steve Day, me and Steve Day had a chat. And I looked and I saw somebody had liked it, and I think they followed me, and I go, let me see who this person is. And I was like, you know what? They'd be perfect for the show. And I DM'd, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And now I feel like we're friends. And now she trusted me. And she has a book out called The Mindset Mission. She is a development coach and also a motorsports coach, right? And I think that's how that was what intrigued me in the beginning. I mean, obviously she's beautiful, but then it came to motorsports. And that's where I was like, I have to talk to this person. My guest for today, the wonderful Danielle Simpson. How are you, Danielle?
Oh, thank you. I'm so well. How are you?
I am wonderful now. And like I said in the beginning, thank you so much for trusting me. I mean, there's like I tell people all the time, I'm a lot of energy and I'm a lot to take in. And I get that sometimes I rub people the wrong way, but it's authentic. And I love that. I remember when I was going through your Instagram and I saw that you were at Silverstone. I go, oh my gosh, I love her already. You were at Silverstone with the drink in your hand, having a great time. I've been to Silverstone on the greatest vacation of my life to watch MotoGP when they were there. And I was at Cadwell for BSB. And the greatest vacation of my life was in the UK. So I knew you were cool right off the bat. In motorsports, then I knew you were cool.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that was a hectic weekend because I was actually working crazy hours in the morning and then obviously thoroughly enjoying myself in the evening. So come the Sunday, I was dead. And the sunstroke, like we had like a mini heat wave in the UK, and the burns I got, it was actually embarrassing. I burnt my lips. I've never burnt my lips before.
How do you burn your lips? How do you burn your lips?
I have no idea, but they were so sore.
I mean, so
yeah, don't burn your lips, guys.
Did you have to walk like this? How did you do? I mean, seriously, how did you go around? Did you have like duck lips, like don't touch your lips, don't touch your lips? Like you had to look like Donald Trump the whole time, like don't touch your lips.
Well, luckily that drink in the picture was like an ice slushy vodka cocktail, so I just kept drinking those, which obviously then was quite lethal because I was like, oh, it's just a slushy, and next minute I'm flawless. So good time.
You look like you were having a great time, by the way. That's what I loved about your picture. You look like you're having a great time. And like I said, it's motorsports that just, it intrigued me about you. And since I don't know anything about you, and we'll get to the book and everything, but tell me a little about your background. Like, where did you grow up and how did you grow up?
Yeah, so, hang on, let me just turn the dishwasher off. Sorry.
What happened?
Yeah, so I grew up, sorry. I grew up in the UK for most of my life. And then my parents divorced when I was about 8. And then at about 11, my mum decided that she wanted to move us to Australia. So we moved to Australia for 2 years, which was absolutely incredible. And then we moved to Canada for 18 months. I know.
Where in Canada? Where in Canada? Where?
We moved to Winnipeg. So,
oh my gosh, she broke up. She froze.
Oh, there we are.
There you are.
Hi.
You know, it's funny.
Sorry.
My last guest. Oh yeah, could you please repeat what you just said so it comes back? Yeah, you moved to Kenya. You moved to Winnipeg, and that's when you went and you froze.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I moved to Winnipeg, Manitoba. And then after that, we moved back home, and I've been home ever since.
What, your favorite destination between Canada and Australia? Your favorite?
Definitely Canada, because you get the best of both worlds. Obviously, you get your nice sunshine in the summer, and then obviously brutal cold winters in the winter. But there's so many activities to do, and like I feel sorry for like England, like, you know, it rains all the time. So really you've got bowling or the cinema. Whereas in Canada, you've got wakeboarding, you've got fishing, you've got, do you know what I mean, quadding, skidooing, snowboarding. Like there's just so much to do out there. It was absolutely brilliant growing up there. So.
Did you become a hockey fan?
Oh, I loved ice hockey. Yeah.
Did you play?
Oh God, no, I can't ice skate at all. It's actually horrific. But I love watching it. And also basketball. I became a really big fan of basketball because our high school was actually pretty good at it. So that was good.
Oh my God, really? Okay, so did you ever do any sports growing up at all?
No, I dabbled in ballet when I was like little, and then apparently I had a proper sit down chat with my mum and said this isn't for me, and she listened, silly woman. So no, not really. I haven't. Well, as I got older, I got more into fitness, so Thai boxing, and I used to be a gym manager as well. So I like the gym, but not an actual sports ball. So
Thai. So you do a little Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I train Muay Thai myself. So maybe we should spar. No. Maybe we should do a little sparring, light sparring. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. A little light sparring. You know?
Yeah. Friendly spar. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you ever think about competing in that? Maybe.
Absolutely not. Definitely not. 100% not. Like in the UK, we have these things called like white collar boxing matches, and it's basically two amateurs. They train for like 10 weeks with somebody, and then they get in the ring for charity. And no, I won't even do that. Sorry. I would prefer to do a triathlon or anything else, but I'm not doing that for charity. I'm really sorry.
Now what got you into fitness? What got you into fitness?
So when we moved back home, obviously I'd like finished school and then went up to Manchester for university, and did uni as good as I could. And what I meant by that is just drank and ate crap constantly. I don't really remember it, to be honest, but yeah, I gained quite a lot of weight.
Okay.
And I was like the first in the family to go to university and graduate. So I knew that my face would be on everyone's wall. Do you know what I mean? So it was quite a lot of pressure with the little square hat. So I basically went straight into the gym in third year of university and sorted myself out because I didn't want to graduate the size I was. I didn't feel comfortable with that. So I got into the gym and didn't fall in love with it at first, to be honest. Like, found it a real struggle because it was completely something that I hadn't done before. But obviously with grit and determination to make sure I wasn't a fatty on the wall, I lost all my weight and graduated the size that I wanted to graduate. And then my mum was like, cool, so now you're going to go be an event manager. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to plan fun for everyone else and not have any fun.
Yes.
But she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I just love the gym. I just want to be in the gym. And then that's when I decided to train to be a personal trainer. And then I worked my way up in the fitness industry and become a gym manager.
Wow. Okay. And was that where you found your love? I mean, the eventual love and passion for it?
Yeah, so I've always loved like helping people. I just obviously didn't realize just how much so. Obviously now it's gone down the mindset route, which I absolutely adore. But the fitness obviously was the first sort of me helping people and being there, supporting and stuff. And yeah, I loved it. And then when I went into the management side of things, that's when I started to feel really disconnected to why I'd got into the industry. And obviously as the manager, to deal with all the crap, basically.
Oh.
So it was quite.
Could you repeat that because you broke up a little bit? I'm very sorry. Yeah, you broke up a little bit. Could you repeat that last part again, please? Thank you.
Yeah, so I was just saying, once I got into the management side of things, that's where I felt really like disconnected because obviously I wasn't really helping or supporting clients as much. And obviously as the manager, you just basically get given all the crap jobs, don't you? Like everyone comes to complain to you about their lockers or whatever, about their schedules and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So it's kind of like if you like pizza, but then you work at a pizza place and you go, you know what, I don't like pizza anymore. And that's what that's like, I guess, in a way, you know?
When you eat too much pizza,
yeah. And then you work at a pizza place. You know what? I don't want pizza. I want something else. So yeah, I guess that's what it's like. Hold on for a second. My phone went off. So okay, I guess we're having a lot of technical difficulties here, but we're gonna get this down. But that's what it's like. So okay, so you're in the gym, you're working out. Okay, so then where did the motorsports love come in? Because I saw an interview with you, and you said it best. That's your happy place. And I tell people all the time, there's no place like a racetrack. I mean, I love where I'm at all times. I love the gym. I love riding my bicycle. I love my motorcycle. But to me, there's no place like a racetrack. Where did that love of motorsports come in?
So it started off when I was a real little girl, and stuff like that. Like, he's not a massive football fan or like soccer fan, sorry. He's always been into motorsport. And then obviously when my he likes soccer, but he doesn't love soccer. So then when my parents divorced, obviously I just stopped watching it because my mum didn't care. And then first year of university, I actually moved out to LA for a couple of months to do like a summer exchange. And I was working as a lifeguard there, and met a boy, and this boy was a racing driver. So he took me to like quite a few tracks. Yeah.
You were in LA. Oh.
Fantastic. Oh, he froze again.
Okay, oh. But you were in LA, like the LA, like Hollywood LA.
Yeah.
And you were on the beach, so you basically were Baywatch. You were literally Baywatch. Oh, come on.
Okay, so not quite. We did have to wear red. It's up in Six Flags.
Okay.
You know the water park. I can't actually remember what it's called now.
Yes.
So yeah, but I was in red. I can't think what the water park's called. Is that something? Six Flags anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, anyway, he took me to quite a few racetracks. It sort of ignited. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I love this. Obviously, it was cool. And then when I moved back home and started working in the fitness industry, I come across, one of my clients was a grid in the UK, and basically she was like, oh, I really want to train and get like abs because her like midriff was out. Yeah. And she was like, oh, you should definitely come down for an interview. And I was like, I'm half naked standing like outside, you know. So anyway, I went for the interview in the end because she was like, come down to Brand Hatch, like you'll love it, honestly, it's not like that, come down. So I went down there and instantly was like, yeah, I need to be here, like this is great. And you know, as times have gone on, Grid Girls outfits have become more clothy, which is good, so we're not half naked anymore. So yeah, so that was my sort of foot in the door.
Yeah,
I was a grid and I just wanted a little bit more from motorsport, and I wanted to give more, do you know what I mean, rather than just stand holding a ball. I wanted to give more, so I went into like the head of hospitality side of things and started working with team sponsors and stuff like that, which was really, really fun. And then obviously COVID hit, so I got the text from the team I was working with saying, oh, we don't need you because, and I just got really, really upset because, like I have said, like motorsport was my happy place. So yes. In 2019 and 18, I was going through like a really rough patch, which is basically what my book's about. And going to track, it just let me just be me and just release all of crap basically, and just not focus on anything else. So it was definitely my happy place. And then obviously when I got told that I wasn't needed, I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I need to make sure that my role in motorsport is needed regardless pandemic or not. So hence I was trained to be a mindset coach in motorsport. So yeah.
Oh my, that is great. You know what? I like that you drew a line in the sand, goes, no, I need my sport, my right here. This is where I'm going to be, and you can't tell me any other thing right there. This is what I'm doing. What is it about motorsport that drew you? Is it the sound? Is it the smell? Is it the speed? What is exactly that ignites the passion? Oh man, I think she broke. Is she broke up?
Yeah, the sound as well, but I would say definitely the speed. And it's just, for me, like, it's the what the guys, like, basically the mindset that they get into to get into the car to then drive it around. Do you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, I've seen quite a few crashes in the past month. I'm not too sure what's going on in the motorsport world, but there's been quite a few crashes completely, and then still get in the car and race. That to me absolutely baffles me. It doesn't baffle me because now I know the tools. But before I was like, how are they doing these? Like, these guys must be like superhuman. Do you know what I mean? So it was always that. How they can physically push themselves to these limits.
Oh, man, I don't know why. You're breaking up a little bit, and I apologize. I think it's on your end. I don't know what it is. You're breaking up. I mean, I heard you. I know you said how they could push themselves after they crash and get back in and had that mindset, which is, I don't know how they do it either with professional athletes like that. Because, I mean, if I crash, I think I'm done for the day. I think she's broken up.
Yeah, definitely. Give me 2 seconds and let me just make sure everyone else is off the Wi-Fi. Give me 2.
Oh, no, yeah, no worries. Yes. Oh, man, I hate that, you know. But if she can, fix it on her end, because it's her end, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I hate that, you know. We'll get it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. We were having a tough time with the connection.
There's like 4 million people that live in this house. So.
Oh really?
And everyone has to be home, of course, when we're trying to.
You live at home with your parents, right? Or your mom?
So I live with my dad, my brother, and my 2 sisters, and my dog.
Well, you have an English bulldog, right?
I do.
You're trying to be like Lewis Hamilton. Yeah,
he's just pushed right into the room now, and now making noise. So he's probably going to get a pen thrown at him or something in a minute. Oh dear.
No, okay. So we talked about the motorsport. So how did you decide to become like a coach for that, like the mindset coach for that, for like a motorsport coach?
So basically, I started working with life coaches myself early 2020, and one of them basically introduced me to journaling, and basically saying anything negative you have in your head, or anything negative. That's where we started off with, just basically not in your mind anymore. From that, I then realized that I wanted to write a book and basically start, like, I characterize everything and basically made myself obviously super, like, gorgeous, and anyone who's ever been horrible to me, super horrible, and really made it sound great. And then another life coach, because I stopped working with the first life coach, I then went into like a group program setting, and the life coach there knew a publisher, so she introduced me to the publisher. And he was like, this is great, but it needs to be non-fiction. So it needs to be real and relatable. People we don't want a story. We want like the truth, basically.
Right.
Which really, really scared me. However, obviously I listened because he knows what he's doing. So through that process, and then me actually starting to write the book, I then realized, well, who the hell am I to write a book and share all the tools and techniques that I use if I'm not qualified? Because if people come to me and say, I love your book, I really like the tools that you're doing, can you help me? I then have to say, oh, I'm really sorry, no, I can't, because I'm not trained.
Right.
And also in the UK, like, obviously I love NHS and I'm not liking it at all. However, with mental health, the waiting lists are just so, because it's obviously such a stretched program and we just don't have the resources to help everyone. So I personally was on the waiting list from November 2019 until August 2020. I didn't get a call for that whole time.
Wow.
Which is obviously absolutely shocking and just not acceptable, really. So my mission was, right, if I can write a book and if I can help anyone not, want to end their life just by reading my book, and then if they drop me a message and say, hi, is there any way that you can help me further? I'm not saying I'm a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a therapist, but I am a mindset coach. And so I just wanted to make sure that me putting a product out to the world, I could back it myself rather than send them somewhere else, if that makes sense.
Wow. Okay, so listen, I know, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I know you said, and just seeing your pictures and everything, I saw how happy you were and how and jovial and just everything. I mean, a great smile, everything. And then I, read your thing for your book, and you said, at one point you hit a deep depression and you weren't yourself. And I don't know if you want to talk about it, maybe a little bit, whatever. Like you said, you hit rock bottom. If you don't want to, that's fine. But like what happened to lead you down that road?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. So it was back in 2019, late 2008. Gym job thought was going to make me be happy when, and like, all these different, spots in our life as to when we're going to be happy. However, I got this promotion.
Danielle.
We good?
Well, anyway, can you repeat that? I beg you broke up a little bit. Yeah, I'm asking you again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you broke up. You broke up on your end. So I'm gonna ask you again, like exactly what happened, and the depression and how it set in, and when you hit rock bottom. So I had to ask again because you were breaking up. So I apologize.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So are you gonna ask the question again, or you just want me to go?
Yeah, just go. Yeah, just go. Yeah, and it's on your end. I don't know what it is. It's on your end. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to make this better. I've like got my phone on and everything. I can change location. Do you want me to change up location?
Let's give it a shot. I guess we can give it a shot, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we give it. You never know.
Okay. We're moving. Tour of the house. Here we go.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Seriously.
I love it. Right, let's try the front room and see what happens in here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, how do you get privacy with all those people in your house, by the way?
I don't, so honestly, it's like the bane of my life at the minute.
I feel that if I went over to the UK, I literally could sneak in your house and live there for maybe a week and nobody would know I was there.
No, we'd hear you. You're like me, you're very loud. Which is great. Don't ever change.
Okay. All right. Let's try. I think this is gonna be a better one here. Okay. So let's try it again. I'll say you went through your depression. What happened when you hit rock bottom? What happened?
Okay. So it was late 2018, early 2019, and I basically just got my promotion for my gym job. And when you always say, I'll be happy when. And then you basically have a point in your head that, if I get that job, then I'll be super happy. However, I got the job and it was just ridiculous. It was horrible. I hated everything about it. Okay. And at the same point, there was lots of drama going on back home between my stepmom and my dad, because my stepmom, bless her, she was struggling with alcoholism. And my dad works away all the time, so he builds wind farms and he's never home basically. So it was all heating up quite a lot back home, and basically my dad called me and said, can you leave your job, come home and help me with your little sisters? And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And I literally remember like getting the call and thinking, well, life can't get any worse because I'm miserable as it is, so I might as well quit, and then I can obviously come back to this in a year's time or whatever. Anyway, moved back home to look after my two little sisters. And then my stepmom passed away in the January 2019. So for me, it was just it was shock for everyone, not just for me, but for me personally, I always told myself this was going to be like a 6 months to a year stepping stone as such. Obviously hoping that my stepmom would go to rehab, sort herself out, and then obviously I could get the green card to go. However, she passed away, so I was like, oh cool, this is great. I now have 2 kids that are not mine, but obviously I love dearly. I've got no job. I live back home with my dad. And at the time I was 26, and like quite a lot of my friends were like in serious relationships. One was getting married, like, do you know what I mean? Everyone's sort of moving on. And in my head, I took a massive step back, completely lost my identity because I'm now not somebody who works in a gym. I just sit at home. And yeah, I just started spiraling down from there. And then quite a few other things happened throughout the year, like nothing major, but just, you know, arguments here, like didn't feel like I could relate with my friends anymore because they were still going out and I've got to sort out babysitters and make sure that two girls, do you know what I mean? It was just like chaotic. So I just sort of pulled back from everyone that was close to me because I didn't feel like I felt like I was the black sheep in the group. I didn't feel like I was like worthy enough to be their friends anymore, to be honest. And then I got into a relationship with a racing driver, and everything was going great. But then it wasn't really going great. But because I was super happy when I was with him, or I had joy when I was with him, I just basically clung to him like, oh my God, this is my way out. This is great. I can't wait. And basically suffocated him, which we've all done before, I'm sure. Then...
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. Okay.
And then, so then basically another like quite traumatic thing happened, but unfortunately that wasn't really in my life, so I don't really like to share that because it's not my story to tell, but something else happened. And then come December, the relationship broke down, just everything was crumbling around me, and I just felt like, what, literally all I would say to myself is, what is the point? What is the point of my existence? I don't understand anymore, and I'm out. Like I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Were you talking about life? Were you talking about life?
Yeah, life, yeah. Which I was very lucky. Like my mum can read me like a book, which is good. And I have a very, very, very close friend that I can tell her absolutely anything, and she'll never give me her opinion or, you know, like judge me or anything like that. She just listens. Like she would be a perfect coach, to be honest. And luckily them two picked up on my super low energy. Do you know what I mean? I'd snap at everyone. I was just horrible to be around, to be honest. But obviously in my head, I was like, well, there's just no point in being nice or striving for anything because you're not going to get anywhere. Like you're just stuck, basically. There's no way out. Anyway, I decided to tell my mum that I'm going to Amsterdam for Christmas and I'm skipping Christmas because I'm a bit of a Grinch. I don't like Christmas as it is. And I said to her, I was like, I can't fake happy at Christmas. Like that will push me over the edge. So I need to go for my own sanity. I was like, don't worry about presents. Do you know what I mean? I don't need socks or anything like that. Just let me go. And she was like, okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, then you go. And then obviously in the new year, we'll reevaluate, which it was probably the best trip of my life because I felt that I could talk to all the strangers on the bus about my crappy life. I got blindly drunk and had so much fun with these strangers. I saw things that you probably should never see, but Amsterdam is a beautiful place that likes to, you know, enrich your life. So I was distracted, but at the same time, completely releasing the year and just having the best time of my life. And then on the way home, like my mum texted me and was like, oh, I hope you've had a great time. Like, we're so excited to see you. And I was just like, oh, like, they've missed me. Do you know what I mean? Like, which obviously I know if I'd done something not silly, but if I'd listened to the unkind mind in my head, then of course they would have missed me. Like, you know, however, when you're in that hole, like you just don't see it. You're just, you don't know how to get out. So you're just like, right, well, I'm just going to throw the towel in. Like I'm done now. However, coming home, I come home, had a conversation with my mum, and during that time, she'd got in contact with this life coach that I then started working with. And she basically was like, look, my daughter's in like serious need of help. Is there any way you can help her? Which then that's how the whole life coach thing started. Because obviously if I was waiting for the NHS to give me a call, then I would have had to wait till August, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So by then I'd already started writing my book and was completely new human. So yeah, so I'm very grateful for my mum and the life coach and Amsterdam because it's a great place. I highly recommend.
So Amsterdam basically heals you. Amsterdam helped you in your healing, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you worry that since you were around alcoholism, were you worried that you were gonna go down that road or become an alcoholic? I mean, because you were around it, and I don't know. Sometimes
I don't think in the moment I was worried about it. I would say like now, well, not now, but like now, especially in lockdown, like England, that's what everyone's done. They've turned to alcohol because they haven't got work in the morning, right? So everyone's just been drinking, which I think for me, well, I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic. I'm definitely not an alcoholic, but at the same time, like, you just, do you know what I mean? It's just habit now. Well, no, that sounds like an alcoholic, but what I'm trying to say,
yes, it does.
You're catching me out now. Oh God. What I'm trying to say is, obviously I'm definitely more conscious of it. Okay. And sometimes I do say, like, oh, Dan, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't really need a glass of wine with dinner. But at the same time, it's just sort of like, oh, well, it's dinner, so let's have a glass of wine. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like England's very bad for that, to be honest.
I think the whole world is. I mean, I think the United States is the same thing also. I just think sometimes people, they feel like, you know, if it's social, we'll just have a drink for social and it's that. And I think it's masking other problems, but it look like it's a social drink. It's a Tuesday, man. Come on, we just got off work, or hey, it's so-and-so's birthday, or blah, blah. And I think it's masking a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not a big drinker, but I don't, you know, pass judgment. I understand if sometimes that's what people need, for whatever, to get a little bit loose, but I get it. But sometimes it's like, I just think there's a problem underneath that at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
100%. And yeah, I can definitely relate to that. There's a bit in my book about it. One coach introduced me to it, and it's called FAN, and it's basically face it, avoid, or numb it. And before, I would massively numb all of my feelings through alcohol, through just binging Netflix, or, you know, scrolling Instagram. Like, I wouldn't actually ever feel whatever the emotion was, because I was scared of the, like, you know, feeling it, basically. Obviously avoiding, well, avoiding could be like shopping online, just like, you know, things that how you can avoid. And then obviously the feel it is the F. But yeah, it wasn't until I like really started talking to different coaches about things that you don't realize what is down there that you are suppressing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was another thing as to why I felt so bad at the end of 2019, is because I was just suppressing everything. I didn't talk to anyone about anything because I felt like they would judge me for basically being miserable. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, you chose to quit your job, so you shouldn't actually be upset about it. And I'm like, well.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's an honest question. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It's going to sound bad, but hear me out. Is that, did you feel that sometimes, I mean, if you're going through something, and being a pretty woman like yourself, did you feel like if you tell, say a guy, hey, I'm going through this, that they would listen only because it was an ulterior motive? If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes if you're a pretty girl and you're going, man, I'm going through this, and they're going to listen only because they're going, well, hey, if I catch her in her lowest moment, then I'm going to seize it or capitalize. But that's just the truth. I'm being dead serious, because honestly, you're a very beautiful woman. I mean, you're effervescent. You have a beautiful smile, and all the videos and everything, you're just having a great time. And I just feel sometimes when you see somebody, you know, at the basics, we're humans. I mean, we're animals at the basic level. We're animals. And if you see that moment of weakness, I think sometimes some people will try to capitalize on that. So did you feel that if you try to open yourself up to a man or something like that, that they were kind of capitalize on your looks or at your weakest moment?
I'm going to say no, because I don't feel like my relationship in 2019 was ever anything like that. Like, I'd known him for quite a few years before. And yes, it just sort of stumbled and happened. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think he was ever, oh, she's weak, so let's pray as such. And then once that shut down, that was it. I just shut down then. So now I'm like an ice, because I don't let any males really in. Like, I've had a male coach, which I actually said to him, I was like, I don't know if we're going to work together because obviously you're male. And he was like, what? And I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. However, he's like the most loving, like kindest person ever. And then now, obviously my manager, he's obviously male. And yeah, it's actually, I feel like I'm now I'm trusting men again, if that makes sense.
No, trust me. No, I mean, trust me. I know but that's why I asked though, and it was an honest question, and it came from an honest place. Like I said, I try not to sound like I'm creepy, but it's just an honest place. I mean, because I just know how sometimes people can be, and when it's a pretty woman involved, it's like. I just know how sometimes people can be, and like I said, you're hurting emotionally, and that's when people are vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, there's I don't know about you. There's anxiety involved, and then it's trust. You're looking for somebody who can trust, and if somebody fakes a trust, and that is the worst feeling in the world, and that will make you shut down even worse than before. If somebody fakes a trust. Yeah. So that's why I asked the question.
I think what really happened, to be honest, the breakup was probably the best thing that happened to me because obviously it was terrible, but it was the best thing that happened because it instantly just made me hate everyone, like every man. It did. It just I was like, right, men, I'm done. And then in January 2020, I was like, right, this is the year you focus on you and you only. And it wasn't until probably, I don't know, maybe even the September that I actually thought, oh, well, I suppose men are okay. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, there was no way there was going to be a man coming in to like hurt me when I was already down because I had the gun up ready. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was ready.
No guns. You've been in America too long. No guns. So,
love it. Paintball gun.
Did you listen to a lot of Beyonce? Like all the single ladies? Yeah. Did you get the Queen Bee on your side? You're like, yeah, no men at all.
Love that.
Well, let's talk about the book, The Mindset Mission, because I liked it, what it talked about. Like I think the first chapter, it was something with bullshit, wasn't it? What's the name of that first chapter?
Good question. It's just all the bullshit. All the bullshit. And then the next part is like when all the shit hits the fan.
And all the shit did hit the fan, and how you got through it. And it was what, through journaling, and you're a big meditator. Tell how meditation helps with you.
Oh, literally, it's incredible. So literally, it's a year like this month that I met my meditation coach. And we had a podcast earlier today, and I was laughing about it, just saying like, it's literally a year this month, which is madness. But I started dabbling. I'll call it dabbling because it wasn't a routine and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I started dabbling in meditation probably in about May in 2020. And that was literally because you must know, do you know Callum Best?
It sounds familiar. Have you heard it?
Yeah, so George Best used to be a really famous English footballer or soccer player.
Yes,
and
yes.
Callum Best is his son.
Okay.
And he's very, very good looking. Anyway, I was following him on Instagram because obviously you have to eye candy. And he started doing this series called The Conscious Living. I'm still human, like, do you know what I mean? I hated men, but I still had to look, right? Anyway, he started doing this series called Conscious Living, and basically was inviting different coaches on to deliver meditations and just like, talking and motivation and stuff. Anyway, he invited this one lady on called Jill, and I just absolutely fell in love with her voice and just the meditation. I just transported every single time she spoke, and I was like, wow, like this is what it's meant to be like, not me just sitting in the garden with my headphones on looking at birds. Do you know what I mean? Like you can actually go places in meditation. So then I got introduced to my meditation teacher who taught me to be a coach. And again, like it was just the way he structured like the meditation, and you'd always do like a full body relaxation beforehand, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So then I decided, I definitely want to train myself, but I wanted to do it for a more of a healing process. So I went on his 10-week meditation training course. And every single week you had a meditation that obviously you had to learn yourself and then teach to others. But I went on there solely to just deepen my relationship with myself and just enjoy these meditations and see what come out of the meditations. So that's basically how I fell in love with meditation. And then obviously now I have like a monthly Zoom class that I do. It was weekly, but I've now changed it to monthly.
So if I were to say, hey, I want to learn how to meditate, what exactly do I do for a beginner? Like I want to, get into a good place mentally because, and I think you talk about that in the book about mind clutter. How do you get that? Because I have a hard time focusing. You know what I mean? That's why I call it Tales from the Gemini. 'Cause I'm a Gemini. I can talk to you women. Next thing, oh no, oh God, something shiny, and then all of a sudden I'm like a squirrel, like, oh my God, tree, and like, what was I talking to you about? And I'm everywhere. So if as a beginner like myself, I go, hey, I want to meditate 'cause I want to get my mind, I want to slow my mind down. I really want to focus on this. What would you tell me, like a beginner?
Okay, so I think I put it in the book, but basically there's like a couple elements to a meditation that I think are really important. So number one, your environment, making sure that obviously you're really comfortable and you're in a quiet, calm setting. Like there's no point doing it at your desk at work when the phone's going off, or if your kid's running around throwing paint everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to make sure that you're locked away and that you can actually just let yourself surrender. Number two, obviously if you're brand new, then I would literally stick to 8 minutes, 10 minutes max, just because anything longer than that, you are going to get bored and start getting irritated and fidgety and stuff. And then also, like, there's so many myths about meditation. So one being that you've got to do it for hours on end. Two being that you're not allowed to think at all throughout the meditation. Like it's a complete myth. All you've got to do is just one, focus on your breath. And then if thoughts do come in, that's completely fine, because it might actually be something that your soul or your kind mind is trying to tell you. Okay. So it's not about shutting thoughts down completely. It's just about becoming aware of them and then bringing your focus back to your breath. So it's basically just training yourself to focus. That's what meditation is.
Wow. Okay. I just want to know for somebody like myself, because I've always wanted to meditate and get into that. And here you're talking about meditation. I want to ask you. I'm putting you out there. I'm putting you on the spot as a meditation coach. That's what I'm doing right now.
Love it. Well, yeah, come to our class, definitely. I don't know about the time difference though. I record it so I can send it to you.
Oh, you should. I mean, honestly, you should. And why didn't you stay in LA? Because I mean, honestly, it's like you're perfect for that. You're perfect for that place. I mean, you walk into a casting office like, all right, she's got the role. If she can just say her name, she's got it. So why didn't you stay out there when you were in LA?
It was just a summer job. So just through university, they came to loads of universities in England and was like, oh, who wants to come to? Well, there was actually quite a few places you could have gone in America. Mm-hmm. One of them being like New England. And I was like, where the hell's that? I'm not going there. Absolutely not. LA or New England. No, I'm good. And I was just really lucky that I got picked for LA. So yeah, it was great. It was a great time.
Yeah, you are LA all the way. I mean, you would be perfect for that. No, I'm serious. You'd be perfect for that place. You could have a show there. I could see that happening. I mean, honestly, you have that look. You've got with the coach thing going on. It's perfect for you. You should try to come back out.
Well, you really never say never. You know what I mean? Never say never.
What I mean, you really should. And also with motorsports, you could come over with the Indy. Like, where do you want to be in motorsports? Do you want to be like an IndyCar coach, or do you like? Or is the eventual goal maybe F1?
Yeah, so F1's the dream. I've already pictured it. I will be a part of Red Bull because it's my favorite team. And I love Christian Horner and Jerry Halliwell, so I need to be a part of that.
Oh my God. Yeah, you know what? I like Christian Horner, but I'm gonna put you on the spot then. When it was Hamilton and Max and an accident at Silverstone, whose fault you think it was? Or was it a racing incident?
It was Hamilton's fault, 100%. Hamilton's fault, 100%.
That's a homer call. You know what? That's you getting a job with Red Bull. So good for you. No, I mean that good. I thought it was a racing incident. I really did. I mean, even though, I love Hamilton. I love Mad Max. I really do. I love Hammy. Of course, I love Hammy. I think he's great. I love what he does off the track also, which is great. But I just really think it was a racing incident, and I think they amped it up too much, and I still think they're amping up way too. But I think they have to do it because there's not enough close racing in F1 like it used to be, and that's what I miss. And I think they had to go, okay, let's go all in on this incident here so to get people to watch. But I thought it was a racing incident, and I thought what Hammy did was, whoa, it was great. And then they went to Hungary, and that was great too. So this season is great.
Yeah, I still haven't watched Hungary because I was at a racetrack that weekend, and then I come home to watch it, and it's not recorded, and I was just like and then also I just haven't had the time to like actually like, you know, find it and watch it, but apparently it was like one of the best races ever, so I need to watch it.
Well, duh. I mean, duh. I mean, seriously, duh. It is one of the greatest races, and you're gonna see. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but one of the greats of all time shows that why he's one of the greats of all time. And I'm not gonna say who it was, but you'll see. And let me tell you something. That race was lit. Matter of fact, that was the best race of the season. So I'm not gonna say.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we get through here, I want that's your homework assignment. I want you to watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight.
I want you to watch the F1 Hungary race. That was incredible. So yeah, I want to see you in F1 as a coach. I think that'd be great. Would you love to work with Mad Max of all of them?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Literally.
And what would you tell him? What would you tell him? Like, okay, let's just say after the wreck, after the accident in Silverstone, if he came back to the you know, everything calmed down, what would you say to him? Like, and he's pissed off as a performance coach. What would you say to him? What would you say to Max afterwards?
Okay, so he wouldn't be pissed off anymore because we would already have had a session in between the two sessions, like the two tracks, to calm him down. However, I would just be like, look, you are so close to again being at the top of the championship. That's the focus. Don't worry about Hamilton. Don't worry about what he's doing. You're here to focus on you. You are obviously an incredible driver, and I'd show him all the evidence of how incredible he is, just to give him his confidence back. And yeah, go on, go do your thing.
Okay. I'll be Max and you be you, okay? I'm sick of this. Yeah. It's Hamilton. He put me into the tires. I'm sick of him. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know. Okay. What would you say?
So first of all, I'm super happy that you're feeling your feelings. Like, I'm really proud of you for actually getting it out.
You don't know me, Danielle. You don't know me.
There's no need to be bitchy.
I'm not bitchy at you, Danielle. I'm not bitchy at you or Christian. I just want to win this championship, and Hamilton put me in the wall.
I love that. I would literally get some meditation music on while he's having his little fit, and I would just sit there and just let the music calm him down. And then when he's ready to rationally speak, then we can have a quick session.
And scene. And
yes. You smashed that. Well done.
No, you smashed that. I'm the one that goes to acting class 3 times a week. So, you know, of course I smashed that. That's what I do. I'm just putting you on the spot now. That's what we got. We're doing an interactive session right now is what we're doing. So I'm just putting you on the spot. What was that like when the book was completed? What was that feeling like when you got picked up by your manager and by who's the publishing company?
That Guy's House.
Yeah, That Guy's House. When you got picked up, what was that feeling like? And was it did you cry, or was it like a sense of?
Sorry. So the day that the publisher said he wanted to sign me, honestly, I can't describe in words. Like, and sometimes when I'm having like a bad day, I'll actually just go back. Like, I'll meditate and go back to that day and just be like, feel what you was feeling that day. And I can't describe it. It was literally like, there's cloud 9. I was like way above cloud 9. Yeah. I was just proud. I like literally tingling everywhere, just so excited. Obviously nervous, but just like, oh my God, he wants to sign my book. Like, that's incredible. And then obviously I had to rewrite the whole book. So that process was difficult because obviously he wanted me to have it as non-fiction, whereas I'd started writing it as a fiction. So that was quite difficult because he'd want me to get, no, he never put pressure on me. That's not where I'm coming from. But obviously he would set a deadline as such for a chapter, okay. Especially like the first part of the book, obviously it's quite hard hitting. So having to like rewrite that and actually make sure it's truth and it's my story. That was quite difficult because obviously I was just having to relive it really. But yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Like, him saying he wanted to sign the book was amazing. Getting a manager was super fun because I was like, oh, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Like, and yeah, Chris is just amazing. So I'm super grateful for him. But yeah, I suppose the book actually arriving was probably a day that I expected more. If that sounds,
in what way?
Sounds bad.
No, like in what way? In what way?
I don't know. I always visualized it to be sort of like, well, not a birthday, obviously, but a birthday of the book. Do you know what I mean? Like, finally holding my book. I thought it was going to be so like amazing and just, you know, feel proud. And however, my unkind mind kicked in, and I was like, oh my God, like the book is not big enough. Like, meaning thick wise, then my brother started reading it and found a couple mistakes, and I was like, oh my God, like I need to change it. Is it too late? And it just turned into like a bit of a panic. But then again, I say in the book, like I've always wanted to, be perfect, which doesn't exist. Right. I know. But at the same time, I was like, I can't send a book out into the world and have these mistakes. So it was just it was an overwhelming day, I think. Just one, having the book in your hand, and then obviously it not being as big as I expected it to be, and then finding a couple mistakes. I just went into a bit of a panic mode, but it's all good because I now have a toolkit to calm myself down. So
okay, so that which I think is kind of funny that you sent a book out, about the mental approach and everything, but it's not perfect. So you're going through anxiety about about your book on mental health and everything.
Yeah.
And so how did you get over that? Did you meditate over it, or how did you get through the part of knowing this book's not perfect? Oh God, what do I do? If I get called out on this shit, they're gonna call me a fake. So how'd you get over that?
So I'm really lucky. I still have an amazing group of coaches around me, and I would never stop investing in myself because I now know how important that is. So straight on the phone to a coach to vent, and basically, like you were, just maxing out there, just completely losing my head, like, oh my God, my book is a pamphlet, nobody's going to read my book, blah 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 blah. And then just coming back to the basics, so journaling about it, like, is this an easy fix? Yes, I just have to message the editor, get them to change the slight mistakes, and then we're back out again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just using my rational mind rather than my unkind mind, which just goes absolutely off the wall, telling me, who am I to have written a book? Like, you can't even spell, so how can you write a book? Well, there's editors for that. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah.
That is, I love that. I mean, because if you follow Danielle on Instagram, it's great because what I thought was great was you were supposed to be doing something, I think, with the book, and you were like, and you said it. You go, listen, I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm going through Instagram. I'm like avoiding this, and you said it, and I thought that was great because it's like you let people know we're not perfect. I mean, even though I'm trying to help you, I'm not perfect, but I'm getting through it. And if I'm getting through it, you can get through it. But if you see me, I'm procrastinating now. I'm supposed to be doing something. And I thought that was great. Like you said, I'm going through Instagram. I'm just looking for stuff. I'm shopping. I'm doing everything other than what I'm supposed to do. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And I've always, been quite, well, not always. From 2020, I was like, right, I'm always going to be authentic and I'm going to be the real me. And, I'm not here to offend anyone or hurt anyone. But at the same time, I'm not going to sugarcoat things anymore because that's how I've previously been. And I'm like, oh, better not say this, or better, do you know what I mean? Not do this. I don't want to hurt anyone. And I'm like, no, like if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. So, and that's just basically how again, with coaching, you can't show up to a coaching session and not be your true authentic self. Like if that involves tears, if that involves anger, whatever it is, you need to bring it to the session so then I can support you and help you in any way. Or, when I'm being coached, I can't show up and pretend to be happy because I'm not going to get anything from the session. So I think from having coaching sessions and knowing that you're safe and it's okay to be yourself, right, I've then just trickled that out accidentally onto social media and now in my everyday life. And even like this past 2 weeks, they haven't been easy. Like having the book out in the world and anyone can buy it, and the next day they can be reading my vulnerable story, that has played with my mind. And I'm like, oh crap, like there's no going back now. Do you know what I mean? Like my book is out there for the rest of my life and beyond. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like when I died, the book died. Like it's out there now. So that's been playing on my mind. Plus we've had like some family situations going on as well. We've got my nan's funeral tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just so much it's okay, I'm fine. But there's so much emotions going on at the minute that I'm just like, no, I just need to just pull back slightly and just focus on me again. So all weekend I've pretty much done nothing. I've been on a couple dog walks and I've watched movies and I've ate pizza and I've just literally
pizza always does it. Pizza always does it. I don't care what anybody says. If you're going through anything, get some pizza. Seriously, get some pizza, watch some Netflix and go, you know what? It's going to be okay. Now, are you gonna read your own book to get you through it? I mean, that's the thing about, are you gonna read your own book to get you through that?
Well, obviously, luckily for me, the tools are in the head, so I don't have to keep reading the book. But yeah, I've been meditating like crazy, and I in the book I mentioned about Reiki as well, which I absolutely love. I'm not like qualified in Reiki, but I have quite a few Reiki instructors that I go to.
What is Reiki? Yeah, what is Reiki? I don't know what Reiki is.
So Reiki is basically an energy. It's like an energy. It's basically a meditation, a really deep meditation, but it focuses on your energy and how to align everything and make sure that your soul and you as a whole is like in line and ready to smash whatever it needs to smash. And it talks about your different chakras. So obviously you've got your crown chakra, your heart chakra, all different chakras, and it basically tunes into all of those and just picks up on anything that shouldn't really be there. So I've had like 2 Reiki sessions over the past 2 weeks, just really tuning me back up. I like to call it like a bit of a MOT, really, just make sure that everything's doing what it's meant to be doing. But yeah, I've just been really focused on me, and I just think it's so important. Like when we do feel like that you're drowning, or that everything's sort of, you're spinning so many plates,
or overwhelmed,
if you just stop and then just literally bring it back to you and just focus on you, then 9 times out of 10 you have the answer and you can get through anything. But nobody really knows to stop and then just focus on them. They're like, oh, but I haven't got time, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do this. And I literally caught myself saying that to my manager, I don't have time to do this. And he's just like, right, well, make time, basically. Wow. And then I was like, right, I need to make time. Like, so, but yeah, you've always just got to come back to you, which is probably my big tip for this whole podcast. Focus on you, and everything else will fall in line.
The answers are always inside you. Always answers are inside. And what I like about it, and I mean, coming from the United States, I don't, maybe if you picked that up when you were here, is like a lot of people, they put the religious onus on it. And I like that it's not, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're a religious person or whatever, but I kind of like that aspect of it's not, it's within you and whatever. Cause and now, are you a religious person, or do you believe or not believe, or atheist or not agnostic or whatever?
Yeah, no, I've just never really, my family's just never really been religious, so I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Obviously I've seen it in the world, but yeah, I wouldn't choose to go to church. So
I pass a couple of churches every now and then. What them people doing over there? That's a church. I heard about that church. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, I always walk in and feel like, oh God, have I sinned? And I'm like, oh, am I being judged? Like, I just feel pressure when I walk in, so it's best I don't go. Better not.
Yeah. That's a great balance to be like, nah, it's just best I don't even go in there. Yeah. he knows who I am. I think that's beautiful. I really do.
If he really needs me, he'll send me a sign and tell me to come to church, I guess. Like, I feel like he's got the job. He doesn't need me.
Well, I like that. That's beautiful. No, I like that. I really do. And I love this. God, I love talking to you. I mean, I think that's great because, like I said, I love the fact that you're going through it and you have no problem telling people that you're going through it and that you're trying to get through it your damn self. And I tell you, but there's about 3 pictures that really do it for me. Obviously, the one at Silverstone, I love that picture. But there's the one where you're in the red dress and you're laughing and you have a glass of wine. And it's one of those last, it looks like it's one of those best friends said something, or it's with maybe a sibling where you have that laugh that only you guys think it's hilarious. But that's the one I love the most, because that, to me, that shows that no matter who you are and how happy somebody appears to be, there's always something underneath it, and that you're going through it. And if I saw that without knowing your backstory, I'd be like, this girl's perfect. She don't have a care in the world. And knowing that you do have problems like we all do, I think that's beautiful. And if you ever guys get a chance, please follow her on Instagram. It's Danielle_Simpson. And you'll see just to living a great life. And she even changes a tire. I watched you. I mean, don't get me wrong. It took you forever, but you changed the tire. And I like how you got mad, like, don't yell at me. And you were trying to get the tire off. So I'm like, oh, yeah, if you were in a pit crew, yeah, they would have lost the race. I mean, no offense. It took forever.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But, Red Bull, I can learn. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, well, you know what? Red Bull is a lot better than what they did with Valerie Bottas when they couldn't get his tire off that one race. Remember that? I felt,
That
man, you know
terrible,
what? Maybe what you need to do, I know you want to go to Red Bull, but what you need to do is, if I were you, I would contact Valerie Botas and go, hey, listen, I know you're going through it because, man, they are really screwing you over. So listen, here I am. You see me. I'm beautiful, and I have a book out. I can get you through it. I know Lewis is doing a job on you. I know you're all blah, 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 blah. I mean, I saw way too much of him on, on a Netflix documentary. I didn't want to see a naked Valerie Botas. Nobody wants to see a naked Valerie Botas. I love Valerie, but I don't want to see his naked butt. But anyway, so what you need to do is you need to email him, get your manager to talk to him, and say, listen, Valerie, look at this performance coach, and you show up and you go, yeah, okay, and I guarantee you, he would probably be a champion the next season. No, seriously, he would be a champion the next season. If you walked in, I'd be like, all right, I'm all ears, and then you tell him about your book, and he'd read it, and I guarantee you, the next season, you win the championship.
I love that. I'll get Chris on it straight away.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if anybody is all cuckoo for cocos right now, it's Valerie Botas. I mean, you see what he's been going through. Yeah.
I know. He's had it hard for way too long now.
So you walk in, show him who you are. I mean, show him the Instagram first. He'll be like, okay, I'm listening. And then you walk in, he goes, I'm really listening. And then you start talking, he goes, I am really, really, really listening. And then you show him the book and he goes, how much do you want? And then next thing you know, you're working with Valerie. You're wearing the shades. You're going all over. You're in Uzbekistan, wherever they go. You're going everywhere. You're making money. You're like, I see you. I go, hey, what's up, Danielle? You go, I can't talk to you, BT. I'm with Valerie right now.
Oh, never. I'll be like, come down to Houston when they go.
No, you wouldn't.
I'll get you in.
No, you wouldn't. But you.
I'm kind. Of course I would.
Hey, once you go F1, you never come back. You'd be like, BT, I'm sorry. I make way too much money now. I'm with Valerie. But listen, it was great chatting with you. You have a good life.
That one time.
I tell you what. Here's what we got to do. We got to meet up. We got to meet up at a MotoGP race sometime. Because MotoGP.
Yeah, because I've never been.
MotoGP will change your life. I mean, even they say it. Even the Formula One guys know that MotoGP is the best. It's the best in town. It's the best form of racing in town. So we got to go to a MotoGP race, and I guarantee you'll change the way you think about life.
Okay. Definitely. Bikes scare me though, so that's why I've never dabbled. And
that's why you should go, because you got to do what scares you. You know why? Because it makes you focus more. Because if you do something if you keep doing something all the time, you kind of get a little lax. But if you do something that kind of scares you, you're going to be all in and you're going to be focused. And then you go in, and let me tell you something. A lot of those kids need to be coached. I mean that. A lot of those riders need to be coached, and they need that one little guidance to where, boom, and they're focused, and next thing they're champions, and they're champions all because of you, Danielle Simpson.
Yeah, thank you.
So before we get out of here, I want to know, in 5 years, where do you want to be? Where does Danielle Simpson want to be in 5 years?
Ooh.
Tell me your life. Tell me your top 5 things in your life in 5 years. Your top 5 things in your life in 5 years.
Right, we're going to have second book out.
Yes.
So that's going to be finished by next year. We are going to have at least 2 or 3 motorsport teams signed up with me, and I'll be coaching.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to have a team of meditation teachers teaching my meditations to people. And 2 more. I'm going to have my own house and English bulldog, and I'm going to be driving a BMW M2.
Oh my, I love that. And you look good in that car too. In that BMW, that shot on your Instagram, that's you all the way. And like you said, your words exactly, you got to visualize it. And you visualize and it'll come true. That's what she says on her Instagram. You got to follow Danielle_Simpson. She practices what she preaches, and she preaches visualization. That's what you got to do. Visualize, meditate. The answers within you. It's all Danielle Simpson. Get her book, The Mindset Mission. I guarantee you will love it, because she pulls no punches at all, and she's authentic, as you can see, and very beautiful, by the way. And thank you for taking a chance on me. Like I said, I hit her up in the DMs, but I was very professional, and she trusted me. And for that, I give you nothing but thank you, gratitude. And so anything else?
Thank you for having me.
Anything else you want to say before we're out of here?
No, thank you for having me. I absolutely loved it. I can't believe how quick it's gone. And I will see you soon at MotoGP.
I will see you soon at MotoGP. We will talk, and we will, something's going to happen. We're going to meet each other at a MotoGP race or an F1 race, and we'll have a great time. Thank you, Danielle Simpson, for everything. You have been great. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everybody and the kind words. And like I say about this time, you know the word, Peace.